Welcome back, everyone. This is the MGS3 relay race, Team Cobra versus Team Fox. On the first round of the race of the event, Team Cobra scored 1 point. So far that's 1-0 for Cobra, but it's not over yet at all. Right now we're gonna have a race between Setharooni and Spartyy on MGS3, PS3, 80% very easy. And to commend this race, we're gonna have Theory and Joseph Joestar. How are you guys?
Hey,
Hello
it's
there.
good to be back again. I'm just filling in on short notice, but it's good to be back again. How's it going, Theory?
Yeah, pretty good. I just did those comms with Pazzo and Apache, so just here again.
Okay, so
Yeah, so we've. Oh,
sorry.
go ahead, Paso.
I'm gonna let you guys handle it. I'm gonna mute myself, and good luck for the race.
Yeah.
All right, I was about to say, we've had our fill of European Extreme between the first race and the Tuxedo Run. Next, we're going to be seeing very easy any percent, which is a completely different take on being optimal, but don't let the difficulty, lead you astray. I mean, very easy is a very competitive category. It depends on a lot of, good execution, gameplay, and just, you know, some good RNG with some boss fights. I'm not as familiar with it. I've seen runs of it here and there. But I'm sure we'll all enjoy this run together with
We'll make it
Setharooni
through.
versus Sparty. Yeah, I'm sure we'll be fine.
Yeah.
I know it's something about I don't know climbing a ladder, something about an easy gun, and
Yeah.
yes, that about covers it. So we're just gonna wait for the countdown, and then we'll get started. But I guess one of the things I can talk about is what else is coming up, which is gonna be you could guess, European Extreme again, but this time on PS2. uh, between Ed Boy and Silent Martyr, with a all camos European Extreme, with Vermilion Noel and Apache Smash as the finale race today in this relay. So
Yeah.
So
just in case you didn't get your fill of European Extreme in the first one race in a run, don't you worry. There's still plenty of European Extreme to be had later.
Yeah.
so if
Uh,
everyone is ready, I will let you, Joe and Theory, good to come down, and good luck.
Sure. Yeah.
all right, you want
So
to do the honors theory?
yeah, I can do. Hopefully the runners are ready. I think they're ready. I guess.
I'm ready. I'm
Cool.
ready.
Ready to go.
Okay, then 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go.
All right, so looks like Seth will be running New Game Plus and Sparty running New Game. Um, won't be as big of a difference as you might think. Uh, as compared to other games, New Game Plus just gives you the option of other camos you've collected across other playthroughs. Some which may be beneficial, some that are just purely for cosmetic, and some that are I don't know somewhere in the middle. They have some good use, but they're just not as helpful in a speed run. Kind of reminds me of the early days of running this game where I was trying to, I guess, tempt myself not to change my outfit every other screen. As Patchy once told me when he was trying to teach me was, we got to get you to stop playing Metal Gear Dress Up. I mean, there's so
Yeah.
many cool camouflages in the game. I mean,
This game.
I would be like, okay, I'm gonna go olive drab here. I'm gonna go the ends camo there. I'm gonna have the sneaking suit here, and it's just like, no, 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 man, you got it all wrong. But for very easy, you don't have to worry about camo index, as you might imagine on European Extreme, since enemies see so far away. Game over if discovered is a forced in condition, and a bunch of other things. But on very easy, it's a complete opposite. You get more HP. I don't know if your stamina drains nearly as fast, but that's not going to be important because we got the easy gun.
Yeah. The one-stop shop for everything that you need in this game. It basically stops your stamina from ever dropping. It gives you it locks your camo index to 80 plus 80. which is pretty much in VE, like stealth camo. You might as well just have the stealth camo at that point. And it's a trank gun, right? It's internally suppressed, so it never makes a noise. It has a laser sight to make aiming easier. And it's it's VE, one-shot trank. You don't have to shoot them in the head, you can shoot them anywhere.
Hey, man, I worked hard to get that stealth camo. I mean,
Yeah.
this easy gun sounds like it's too good to be true.
Yeah, it kind of defeats the it kind of defeats the purpose of going for stealth camo, at least for VE, right? But I mean, at the end of the day, it's whatever. If you want to collect everything, you're going to do it.
Yeah, so for the most part in the beginning, Virtuous Mission is going to be identical to what you've seen in European Extreme so far in the first 2 runs. But for very easy, it's just a race to getting up to the compound where Sokolov's being held. And of course, again, you don't have to worry about Game Over if discovered because every other difficulty does not have that condition forced in. So if you do get spotted, which will happen at points throughout the run, it's going to be fine. That's not going to have too big of a consequence. There are some exceptions to that, which again, I'm vaguely recalling. There's some areas in the game where you don't want to be under alert evasion, meaning some doors can't be opened. I think there's like an exception to that rule, which don't ask me. I'm just here for the ride. But oh yeah, so this compound is actually one of those examples. See, again, I run this on European Extreme, so I don't have to worry about it because you're always trying to play, the stealth, no kills mentality. Not getting spotted, not killing anything. But in this area, if you get spotted, you can't trigger this cutscene to rescue Sokolov. So there's actually some areas where, like I said, you don't want to get spotted, even though on very easy, there's parts of it where it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
But so far, it's pretty standard is the word for it. But I mean, they're both pretty much getting up there and then just making their way back. Not much to see.
Yeah. Just a little bit of info. They're both. There's no loading trick. I don't think either of them have done loading trick. So they are, in terms of that, they are equal in terms of loads. The only thing that's going to come down to is whose PS3 is just inherently better and faster. Because it's a monopoly. It's a lottery, right? Like most hardware, it's silicon lottery. You can get as many consoles as you want of the same type. There's always variances in whether the hardware is better or quicker or loads faster, this, that, and the other. So it just comes down to what hardware they're running and if they're lucky enough. And also, just like it's interesting because Spartyy is obviously a veteran runner to this game, and Seth is a newer runner, so it's nice to see an up and comer for the run against someone who's been doing it for a while.
Yeah, Sparty's no stranger to the game. He's ran very easy European Extreme. I believe he's even dabbled into tuxedo runs like Apache just did. This past run. So he definitely puts his nose to the grindstone when he is like set on trying to improve his run on something. But for now, it's going to be the end of Virtuous, and it's going to be the start of the Snake Eater section of the run. So the first 6-7 minutes, or actually probably not even that, unless if you're playing with my loads. No, so like the first 5-6 minutes is just getting through Virtuous Mission, getting out. How the real run begins, which is starting with getting our stuff taken, and boss is like, go home. Like, hey, we're here for a race. We can't do that. But I believe this is where the easy gun starts getting used. Again, don't ask me. I'm just kind of,
Yeah.
like Silent was saying in the chat, I'm also kind of here for the memes, but I'm also here to actually, help out. So, okay, so I was right. So as you can see, while Sparty's running, standing upright, full speed, you can see that there's an 80% camo index with a blue number, which is indicative of when the easy gun is used. So it is kind of like free walking stealth camo with a trank dart usage. I mean, damn, that stealth camo I worked for is really useless now.
Yeah, having to catch a if I'm not mistaken, there's 2 ways of doing it, right? If you shoot all the keratins, and there's like 40 something keratins hidden throughout the entire game, some of which are in the like bike chase, which is arguably the hardest ones to hit, in my opinion. Or you can catch the mythical snake. I believe I'll probably butcher the pronunciation there, but I believe it's a Sushinoko.
That sounds about right. I was about to say Tsuchinoko.
Yeah. And you need to capture it twice. The first time you need to capture it and keep it till you get to the waterfall section before Groznygrad second time, and then you recapture it there, and then you have to hold it for the rest of the game. You cannot chuck it or get rid of it. And then if you complete the game with that, I believe. Oh, that's Infinity Face Paint. Sorry, that's Infinity Face Paint. I'm getting mixed up. Stealth Camo is no alerts, and you either get to go throughout the whole game with no alerts,
I
or to
think
get
you
all the
can also
characters.
get the infinite face paint by earning the Foxhound rank along with
Oh
stealth
yeah,
camo,
that's
but
probably.
there's numerous ways of playing this game and like what awards what, and that's what's
Yeah.
truly amazing. So unlike what you've seen on European Extreme with the Ocelot unit, with very easy, I imagine both are going to be taking a more direct approach, just going outside right away.
Damn.
Spartyy leading them all to that corner where there's a bunch of stack of barrels there, using them, boom, taking them out, nice and
I've actually
easy.
never seen that VE strat. Usually people dive out the window. They do the first thing. They dive out the window and they wait for all the Ocelot unit to come around the corner and then shoot them out. I've never seen that stun strat.
Oh, yeah. So I think Seth looked like, and again, I'm just what I've seen before, but I think Seth was doing what I think was like the ult strat,
Yeah, yeah.
where you take out the sniper and then in the midst of the alert, they would come around the corner and then blow up the barrel.
Yeah,
But
that's the one I've seen. Yeah.
whoa! Wow, Sparty playing with fire with the crocodile on the swap there. I don't know. Every time I see a tail swipe in this game, I always get nervous.
Seth having a little bit of trouble with this last guy, the sniper on the roof. He is on
Oh
the
man,
roof.
I figured that's what it was. I mean, I could tell he was trying to take him out first, and oh man,
There we
that's
go.
unfortunate.
Yeah, that is unfortunate. He's like he arguably like in that situation because on VE you just get an alert, right? It doesn't matter. It's not like you're gonna get reset or anything. So you take the alert on the Ocelot unit, so it's faster. The guard on the roof, he's on the roof, right? So he can hide away. So it just if he doesn't peek, if you don't kill him properly in the right time, you're able to. He just sits on the roof, and you have to climb up or figure out a way to get him to peek. So unfortunate, lots of time there, just because the guy on the roof was not playing how you want him to do.
I think it doesn't matter what category it is. That sniper on the roof is just the worst. It just doesn't matter.
Yeah,
It just, like there's strats devised for, dealing with that sniper specifically, for just different reasons. But I was actually just reading up on what we were just talking about, and I guess according to Speedy, Tsuchinoko gets you the infinite face paint for ammo. Karotan gets you stealth. Markhor gets you the easy gun.
okay.
Oh, there you have
Yeah.
it.
You can get stealth with no alerts as well. If you complete
Yeah.
the game with no alerts, it's the second way. That's the way I did it because I was not going to shoot all the Keratons.
I honestly don't even know where all the Karatons are. I mean,
Yeah,
other than just
yeah,
the ones I happen to see along the way. But hey,
yeah.
all Karatons, 80%. Eh? Eh?
Oh god,
I don't know if I would
no.
do it, but I'm sure there's somebody out there that's crazy enough to put it
Whoever
all
wants to
Karatons run together.
put themselves through that nightmare. Oh, Seth,
Oh
standing up a little bit too early.
man,
Getting
I
caught by
I
the
know
foot.
that pain all too well, getting stuck in that fence. Except mine was about trying to, crawl, and like there's these little like wires that poke out sometimes, and even if you're off by just a little bit, it's enough just to zap you.
Nice
So
clean fight from Spartyy there.
yeah, I was about to say Sparty doing pretty much what I think the Ocelot Yub already does. It's just you're substituting the MK22 for the easy gun.
Yeah, I also think you're locking him in position, right? Whereas in European Extreme, you'll run from side to side on the last.
Uh, yeah. I think that's the only exception is how it ends. But like you want to keep Ocelot in that spot for as long as you can. If he moves around a bit, you can sometimes get lucky and get an auto lock shot off if there's very little stamina left. But I think the easy gun actually does more stamina damage per shot than the MK22 does. Uh, so it kind of is like a multi-benefit where it gives you high camo index regardless of where you are. It doesn't drain your stamina, which is also big because then that means no priority for animals camo.
Yep.
and I think it does more shot or more damage per shot, despite the having to reload after each shot, which is like the only downside to it.
Yeah, it's a one shot per. It's a fun fact again, if I'm not mistaken. It's based on a one shot only pistol in real life that was made by the Americans, I believe, for like fighter pilots or aircraft pilots. If they got downed, they would have at least a gun that they could defend themselves with. It's based on a gun called the Liberator. It was just a stamped metal gun that had like, I think it could fire but like 5 or 6 rounds at best. It wasn't designed to hold loads of rounds, but yeah, it was one shot. You'd have to load a round in each time. So
All right, so Sparty's starting the his part of the pain fight, using stun grenades to blow off the Hornet's armor, and then just spamming the easy gun away.
as you can see, much less stressful than European Extreme, but still the fight can get away from you on VE as well. It can still cause issues, and you can lose time here even on VE. It's not the simplest of fight. The pain is probably one of the hardest fights in the game, I have to say, from all accounts.
Yeah, early on, I would say it's a very unforgiving fight when you start missing. On European Extreme, you're more focused on connecting headshots quickly.
Yeah.
On very easy, it's
Spam the
the
gun.
direct opposite. Yeah, you're just spamming the gun, but it is a very easy fight to lose time to. I guess would be an accurate way of just kind of, reflecting on it. It's not a fight that I think is like too hard to get through per se, but it is a very hard fight to do very optimal, very little mistakes, and not losing a lot of time to it. Because you'd be amazed at what little things can happen in the run that could just result in tremendous time loss, even if at the moment it doesn't seem, such as that moment. And Seth having, oh, okay, so he was just having to get a few more shots in. Whenever the pain starts to roll around or does like his weird, like backwards flip somersault, whatever you call it, I always get nervous because it's like, okay, I don't know what I'm in for, in terms of like what he's gonna do, because he can get very chaotic, when you don't beat him quickly.
Yeah, I believe we heard Apache say in the last run that he just did, at least in European Extreme, when he rolls, it's bad.
Yeah, because like you don't know if he's gonna like put bees on you to lock you in place, do the grenade, or just I don't know. Sometimes I don't even want to think about it because it can get really nasty. But thankfully, because they have such a high stamina bar from the easy gun, they could just swim all the way across without having to surface for air.
Yeah.
New Game Plus has the brown face camo, so you can decrease your oxygen use, which is helpful for swimming. But for very easy, they don't have to worry about that at all.
You see they're taking a alert here when he comes close to this guard. Oh no, he moved actually. Okay, so he's not going to take an alert. Sometimes you can take an alert there if he just stands still.
What? Oh my god, dude, like I just can't get over like how helpful this easy gun is. Like the riot shield guard's just staring right at him. He's like, what the?
That's a perfect example of VE over European Extreme. Like Spartyy runs right in front of the guy, and he's still confused as to what he saw. Like he's not in alert. He's just concerned about what he saw.
Very nicely done in the warehouse, despite the alert. Because again, the alerts aren't gonna reflect on what's needed for the category, but it's things like, when you get knocked over from a guard, whether if they melee you with a knife or if they hit you with a shield. Those are the things you're trying to prioritize in a run like this. Is like you want to be as super optimal as you can, despite how it is that you do it.
Yeah. And as Joe mentioned earlier before, like they just swam all the way to the end of the other section. Taking damage in VE is not really an issue. It's not something you ever worry about. Because you're, as you saw, like Sparty's HP is back. It's like fully regained and stuff like that. So it's not like European Extreme where you have a tiny health bar. Like you never need to worry about taking damage.
Yeah, you can even see on set screen now where he did take a little bit of damage going into the warehouse from the docks, but because they're at such a high stamina level, your health regen just happens so quickly. Since it is dependent on your stamina level, which can also heal injuries faster. Which again, not going to be as big of a deal and very easy. Um, because again, they have such a high health bar and stamina that they could just negate the damage.
Yeah. I actually saw a little bit of the subsistence camera there from Spartyy. Everybody switches between it in different spots. I'm sure. I think Apache mentioned it earlier. Like it's some people use the HD camera or subsistence camera, and some people use the original Snake Ear camera. I've heard from numerous people that it's better to get used to the Snake Ear camera because it just like it's going to be more helpful throughout the run. But it's generally just preference, right? It's not really.
When I started learning this game, I actually did it the other way around, where it was subsistence camera over original. But as I found out over time that it does kind of slow you down in places where it's actually better to have original camera because you're moving both Snake and the camera together, which
Yeah,
places like the caves where the camera follows right behind you and you can't see where you are. I swapped the camera, but in places like the lab, there's maybe some sections where I would want it for tighter corners, but then swap right back to original camera for everything else.
yeah. It seems like Spy's doing it here in the lab, but or at least on the top half of the lab here. Probably for what you say, just so you can turn the corner more efficiently.
I mean, like, there's some areas where when you transition from one room to another, having subsistence camera will actually get you in trouble, as it happened to me in the race with Blackie. Um, but in some other cases, original camera is better because of the way it sets you up, like as you're like walking into that next section. Because
Yeah,
it's less work for movement management and or rather camera management because you're just focusing on movement rather than having to move the camera with it. But like Theory said, I mean, it depends, for some people.
yeah. I mean, if you're comfortable with whatever, like you're gonna stick with it, right? Because it's gonna work for you. If you switch it up mid run, like it's just gonna ruin it. It's just gonna make your life harder. So it is what it is.
Well, according to Silent, original camera in Warehouse 2 is the ultimate flex, and I absolutely believe that.
So
Oh no, Sparty's dead.
yeah, he's at the fear.
Wait, he wasn't dead after all.
Standard strat between both the difficulties. As you saw, it's just this. We're just gonna stand here and wail on him with a gun instead of using one of the traps like they would do in European Extreme. Pretty simple stuff, right? Throw the stun. All damage is done as stamina damage.
Yeah, and because Sparty's on New Game, he doesn't have access to the Patriot, but on Very Easy, you don't really need it. As you can see, he just dealt the damage he needed to with the M19, even when suppressed. It's just any source of damage that you deal to the Fear while he's stun locked like that will be treated as stamina damage. Oh, wow, really nice roll by
Ooh.
Sparty there.
He missed the grab though. He was
Yeah,
trying to
I,
go
I,
for a little ledge grab there.
I think it saves you, like, what, a few seconds if you get it?
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, so what Sparty was trying to do there was he was trying to line himself up to like basically like sidestep off the boxes, and if you do it correctly, Snake will immediately just grab the ledge there, and you can just flip straight up over the railing and move straight through the door. But it's unfortunate he didn't get it. It's not a big deal, like you say, it probably saves a couple of seconds. You just run up the stairs and exit the room. It's pretty usual.
Yeah, for a race, not the end of the world. I mean, it does give you a leg up if you get it for, if you're trying to go for a personal best or world record pace and that happens, then, chances are you may consider resetting. I mean, I don't know how optimized it is these days, but I can already imagine, like, how super optimized it is just from, like, the simplest things that can go either way, and one can help you get possible PB, and the other one just completely throws it out the window if you don't get it.
Yeah. I think Seth just finished the fear. Seth used the knife, the combat knife. It's another way of doing it. You can just slice him up. Does the same thing. It's fast. We'll see if Seth gets the little ledge grab. I believe he'll go for it, because I think that's just the strat that everybody.
Well, looks like he's setting up for it.
Opting to dive off the top set of...
oh, he did get
we
it.
got it, yep. That's what Spartyy was trying to do. You just have to be lined up correctly, so... Opting to dive off the top floor as well. Spartyy went rolled down to the second floor. So Seth took a little bit of extra damage, but like I said before, it's not a big deal. It's VE. We don't need to worry. And here's the strat for the end. On VE, it's throw 3 stuns, and then if you do it correctly, you just have to shoot him in the head. As long as you do it correctly, you'll get the... Yep, there we go.
Spartyy got it.
Clean.
Very nice.
That's as mentioned before. I think in the previous race, Bachi and me and Pazzo said, like, if you this strat is pretty hard to do and to learn, I guess. And like we said, like a lot of the people that run European Extreme kind of say, like, the European Extreme one is just as hard to learn and master, right? It's a bit more set up, more complex, but once it's done, it's done. Like, it's pretty safe in that sense. Whereas this one is very easy to just not do the correct part of the setup, and then that's it. Like, this room is dead. You have to reset. You have to take a fake death pill. Because if you fail,
I was about to say that, you know, they're both very hard and strats to learn. And in this case, you know, if you don't get the end fight properly, it is basically a reset run in that regard. But Seth will be going into the end fight for his bid at it, while Spartyy just climbs the ladder.
Cruising on out to the mountain. The same setup here from Seth. We'll see if he actually...
Alright, so that's the third... Okay, there's the third stun.
I was a bit concerned there. I was like, oh, did he not get...
Alright, so he's got to get...
There's one.
Alright, so he's got to get one headshot, lean off to the side to avoid getting hit. Then fire another one. Oh no!
No! That's exactly what we were talking about.
No.
If you miss that shot and he runs away, it's game over. You're not going to get him to come back to this area.
Oh man, I feel so bad now.
We jinxed it. We jinxed it. That's it. We cursed him.
Commentator's curse.
It's like we said, it's almost like the EE strat is just easier to pull off, right? Hard to learn, like you say, both strats are hard to like get down. And
no, I mean you have to know what you're doing. Even in European Extreme, I mean the end almost ran away from me when I raced Blackie at the beginning, and I just happened to get lucky with how I auto locked the shot when he was trying to run. Okay,
there we go.
He's starting to get up again, but Seth cleaned it up. So it's definitely going to give Spartyy a significant lead.
Good lead. Sparty's coming to the end of the ladder right here. Sun's just finished. So it's definitely a significant lead now.
But yeah, so like even if the end escapes from you on VE or even on Euro, I mean it's a rip run.
Yeah.
For a PB pace, because it's just way too much time to have to chase him down and hope that you get a good spawn wherever he spawns next, which on very easy just is out of the question.
I think the way I'm just viewing it is like, obviously, like if you don't, he runs off in one direction, you get him. If you get that like 1 HP thing where he's got 1 like stamina left, it's like you can still get him right in VE. That's it. Like if he runs, it's gone. Like you do get a little bit of extra leeway in EE, that's all, really.
Yep, don't mind us, just a cardboard box going through the mountains.
Yeah. DC screens being pretty easy on VE, as you can imagine, not like European Extreme where you're concerned about hitting guards correctly before they spot you and all kinds of stuff. It doesn't have to worry too much here. You can just walk into them with a box and they don't even know what happened.
I'm pretty sure that guard just plummeted down the mountain just then.
Yeah, it probably did. It tends to happen.
Yeah, be on the lookout for a renegade cardboard box knocking guards off the mountain.
It would be pretty funny if they radioed that in.
Well, I mean, well, this guy might, but it. Or actually, no, wait, I forget. That's right. They
Instant
actually get
knockout.
instant knocked out on very easy.
Yeah.
Which whether if they plummeted down the mountain or not, I guess doesn't matter. Again, I don't know what I'm talking about. Oh, look, there's the RPG.
Yeah.
Which on very easy, you do want to get it earlier. On other difficulties, like on extreme, European extreme, you get it. You get it in your inventory as you start the Shagohod chase, and Grad. But on very easy, you want to grab it early. All right, so Spartyy getting through Mountain 3. Seth is probably just about to finish his ladder climb, just from looking over at the other screen. Mountain 3, and again, I guess I could be corrected if I'm not right about this, but I think Mountain 3 is one of the areas where you don't want to be under alert, just like Rosfet at the beginning,
Yes.
when you get up to Sokolov, because the door will not open if you're under an alert. I thought there was some exception to that. I remember Apache mentioned it to me a long time ago. I just don't remember what conditions it was that actually to, get around not having to wait, or just feign death pill to reset the room.
Yeah, I think if you're on alert or evasion, you can't go in here. It's only caution and obviously no status.
But I will say though, casually playing it, it's actually fun going up the mountains when it's alert because you hear the like the siren in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even
And
though
you get to
that's when
fight
you
with the
realize when you
helicopters.
get to the top that it's like, well, shit, I can't open the door. All right, so Spartyy getting down to the underground tunnel. Seth getting to, I think it's the start of Mountain 2.
Yep. So
I wonder if Sparty's gonna box glide on the railing like I did.
not a massive lead, but still a significant lead.
Ah, no, but no box glide. Yeah, I did it in my race just purely for memes because I already knew where I was by the time I got to the Fury. I was like, all right, well, might as well just have fun and just box glide.
Yeah, the loading trick kind of. I think Blackie just didn't realize he had it on and forgot to remove it.
Well, like I said after the race, it didn't really matter because I just didn't play my best. I mean, it certainly didn't help me, but wow, so really nice
Very
Fury
clean,
fight
very
from
clean
Spartyy.
Fury.
Just same thing as on European Extreme. You just want to get Fury into a loop where he, spots you, uses the flamethrower, you evade it, deal damage to him as he's trying to charge his jetpack. And then if you get it just right, he'll kind of repeat the flamethrower attack and then try to charge the jetpack again, which on Euro it's 8 hits. And I think on VE
6.
it was 6. I wasn't exactly counting it, but it was over before
Yeah, I
I could
believe it's
even
6.
finish what I was saying.
No box headshots required in this run. Instant shoot people. Yeah, I think Fury is one of those bosses that can just be a pain on any difficulty. Like if it's just RNG, if he doesn't give you a good RNG, a good like setup, it is
Yeah,
what
I
it
don't
is.
think we talked about that. Where it's the RNG is not necessarily how he behaves like after the start, but it's where he lands is really the big
Yeah.
thing. If he lands to one side of the tunnel, it could give you a probability where as you start to fight him, it could give you a good pattern or a loop. Whereas if he lands on the other side of the tunnel, like it did for me, then you could still maybe get an attack off, but it won't give you that favorable pattern where you could just get the loop and then just rinse and repeat. He'll jetpack away and then just waste your time. Also, a good Rykov grab by Spartyy there.
Yeah, he got the alert and then grabbed him off of. Just gonna do his setup for box glide here. Equip the scope on previous and walk on through. Seth making his way to the Fury. We'll see if Seth gets a good Fury start.
Whee! Shoutouts to Apel for fighting that box glide, by the way.
Yeah, I feel sorry for like everything that gets found in MGS3 pretty much is unusable for the most part. It's either single like multi-segment only, or just you find something that could potentially have uses later on, but it's finding somewhere that it's actually useful to do. Right? It's just the nature of the way the game is. Seems so.
I mean, like, sometimes it could be multi-segment friendly, it could be PAL only.
Yeah.
But the box glide, when I, kind of caught the, or not necessarily like the, the, I don't even know what I'm trying to say, but, oh boy, yeah, that's, man, I just hate this fight, dude. I mean,
Yeah.
I just feel so bad for every time a good run just gets met up with the Fury and then it just goes the other way, but
Yeah.
that's the name of the game.
Yeah, there's not much you can do. Like he actually like started off pretty okay, and then the Fury decided to jump and then land right in front of him and proceed to just hit him with flamethrower. So he couldn't really do anything. Like if he didn't hit him with the flamethrower, he was able to get a shot off quickly. Like it actually would have been really good, but you can't really do anything there. He's right in your face and he just hits you.
All right, so while Sparty's having his quality time with Volgan, Seth is now getting into the northeast section of the weapons lab. To get Rykov, get his disguise so he can pose off as Rykov.
He's riding.
Rykov, Raiden. I don't know.
Same
Oh wait,
face.
did he meant to knock off Rykov there?
Yeah, you could do a quick shot.
Oh, instead of the ricochet.
Yeah, yeah. Instead of like the ricochet, you can get a quick shot before he walks into the little lab here. I don't know if it's the better strat to do or whatever. Obviously, I don't run this game at the moment, so. But I think it's potentially like the faster strat. I'm not sure.
Yeah, even on Euro, there's different ways of dealing with Rykov. There's, the Ricochet, swap the Scientist outfit, Sig Spray, drag him in the locker. You can throw the smoke to cover your tracks to get a somewhat of a lethal shot, but you're not killing anyone, but you're just getting a shot off on a guard to lure Rykov over and then dragging him in. So there's like risky methods, and then there's like safer methods of, getting Rykov.
Yeah.
It actually just looked really slick the way he did it, so I just wasn't sure if that was intended or not.
Yeah, it is. Like it's definitely a strat. The quick shot. It's not easy to get though. It's pretty surprised he got it because I've seen a lot of people do it and just fail it because it's not easy. Right, you have to wait for it. You have to get a lock on immediately, and as stated in previous runs.
Poor Johnny. It's you could type in the codec frequency to open the door 144.75, and then Johnny's just watching you escape. Poor guy. Yeah, so no having to feign death, no having to spin yourself in the cure menu 11 times to get him to open the door. You can just take the flashy way out, as I would call it.
No care in the world for the alert, unlike, because you're not going to be able to do this on EE. You get continues every 2 seconds, so they're able to just get an alert, run through every room.
Oh yeah, there's that siren.
Still got to watch out for the dogs, but...
Yeah, you don't want to get knocked over, because that's just, additional time loss. Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot on VE you can go around.
And just hold on the last part.
Oh god, man, that dog is running his legs.
The worst bit about this game, I find, especially here in the sewers, is like the dogs can crawl under the crawl spaces with you, so you don't actually get away from them unless you're like stood in the water. Yeah. They will follow you.
Yeah, you can never truly relax when you're trying to get out, at least until you're at the very bitter end.
Yeah, I always hated that about this. Just playing casually, it's just like I want to get through. I don't want to get knocked over, and I've got like 6 dogs chasing me through the vents here, and it's like
Oh, and I hate it when that happens.
unfortunate. Yeah.
Sometimes if you're not aligned with the little like crawl spaces when you're trying to roll up and lay down, you'll just have to get stuck.
Like, oh yeah, it happened
Oh
when
yeah,
we went
just
up
like
against the
that.
wall.
Well, I mean, that's what I refer to as the patented, crawling backwards, which is something I tend to joke about because that's usually how I do it because I do it on accident, and it's like, hey, who crawls through these things backwards? This guy.
There we go. Last vent. Nice camera angle there. We're out. Seth just in the middle of torture. Holding the menu open so he doesn't take damage. That's a strat. If you just hold the menu open, you won't take any damage. But if you let the menu go before the torture sequence ends, you'll take all the damage in one go. Not that it matters. We're on VE. Damage is of no concern, as I said before. This section does take a little bit longer though, because you have more HP. So the idea is probably I think the idea is to just take as much damage beforehand here that you can to make this a faster process.
Yeah, I think technically speaking, the Sorrow doesn't add any time to the IGT
No,
as it was found, but from RTA standpoint, yeah, it does take longer because you have a full health bar. So in the case of European Extreme, you can just either throw a grenade quickly if you menu it really quick enough. Otherwise, in most cases, you can just let Saint drown.
are we going to see a log roll? Yeah.
Nope. Nah, no swag roll.
We did see Spartyy try to roll onto the log though.
I don't know. I could never get that to work. Like rolling onto the log. Like I'm comfortable rolling off the log. Granted, yeah, there's a chance I could miss and then lose 25 seconds of my life, but I could never really seem to get like rolling on the log and
Ooh,
shot by
shotgun.
got hit by the shotgun.
Not something you want to happen either. Trying to avoid getting knocked down at any time.
Yeah, so unlike other difficulties, you leave the transmitter in, it's just one less menu. But you do have to worry about the guards when you go to the waterfall.
A good thing
Seth
about
now
this
just
game
going
is,
to the sewers.
another nice thing about this game, or feature of this game, is when you're getting shot at by like normal guns, Snake doesn't stop. He just takes hits. You continue going. Like in other games, like in 1 or 2, you have a physical like animation of recoiling from a hit, so you stop. Whereas in this game, Snake can just take hits, unless it's a shotgun, as we saw, in which case you just get launched in whatever direction you get hit from.
I mean, shotguns and riot shields will definitely do it. If you get injured while you're shot at, that'll also be like a mini stun. But yeah, for the most part, like flak fire from like AKs in the distance, Scorpions won't always do it. But there's a chance that maybe one of the rounds will cause an injury, which can stun you for a moment. All right. Yeah, so Spartyy just setting up his menu for what I'm assuming is for a good portion of the last part of the game.
He can just run past these guys; they won't even notice him. Stealth camo, it's invisible.
I mean, I don't know. Snake can kind of pass off for one of them. He just has a different outfit from everybody else.
Yeah, I mean, he's grounded. He's wearing the right camo, right? Tiger stripes, a bit grayish and similar to the floor.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it blends in with like the green fatigues of the guards, so I guess you could just go with that. I mean, it just is funny seeing it done this way from what I'm used to, but same deal as before. You're just trying to get into the hangar without any issues. You want to plant the C3, and again, like Theory said, these guys just, I don't know, they either don't see or don't care, or both. But you don't want them to find the C3 though. I mean that will be a game over instantly.
Yeah, I'm going to bring up another fun fact, right? This one's definitely true, 100%. So in this game, they state that this is a new type of explosive, right? C3, and I don't think C3 actually exists in real life anyway. But at this point in history, it's like 19. When is this? 1950 something, 56, 57?
64.
Oh, 64. Sorry, yeah. So C4 has been out for almost 10 plus years at this point. So I don't know why they didn't just use C4 in the game and then called it C3 instead. I mean, I guess it's just Kojima things, right? It's got to be fancy and unique. But...
Yeah, it's just, I mean, you got like flying hovercraft, you got, some things that just don't really quite historically make any sense, but hey, it's a Kojima thing. He just makes it happen.
Yeah. I mean, to be honest, a lot of the stuff that's like wild and out there per se, it's actually grounded in some reality, right? Like the inspirations come from somewhere. The hover platforms.
Oh, Sparty's gonna lose a little bit of time there from the.
There we go. Yeah, like the
Hogan's funny. Like when you're firing at him, there's a brief window where you can have bullets go through, where he won't be able to block it, and then you could just, kind of just hose him down with the SVD. But I think it was he either fired too fast. I didn't quite catch it, but I just saw him blocking, and that's already gonna spell a little bit of time loss. But with the lead he has, it's not quite consequential enough to give Seth a little bit of a break.
So you'll notice he's just gonna not bother to do anything right now because it's V and it doesn't matter. He doesn't need to shoot the Shagahod because you do enough
just
damage
stare at the sky.
Anyway. He can just stare at the sky and he doesn't have to worry about taking damage because both him and Eva will regenerate very quickly with full stamina, and he has the easy gun on anyway, so he doesn't need to do anything here other than just wait.
But not only does VE allow you to do this, but I think staring up at the sky like reduces in-game lag as well, so it's a cross benefit.
Yeah, on PS3, I forgot they're on PS3, aren't they not? So yeah, looking up at the sky just will always give you better frames. Seth making his way to the Shagahod hangar.
Yeah, he's making his way into the hangar now.
Definitely a sizable lead for Spartyy. That end fight made all the difference. And that's just how it is, right, in races.
Yeah, I mean, the end and even the Fury fight wasn't in Seth's favor either, but yeah, the end fight definitely did, create this opportunity for Spartyy. But again, sometimes that's just the way it is with the game, it's very unforgiving on mistakes at points of it, and sometimes you can just get handed the worst RNG even though you can play perfectly.
Yeah, every time. It's like that in most of the games. 2 is very known for doing that in VE. Messing up one room can cause you to lose the lead.
Yeah, because it's on VE and you don't care about, kills and all that stuff, just gonna RPG everything.
None of them managed to hit a save boss. We've only seen one today.
Yeah, man, it sucks.
Yeah, especially that is the worst part to take one on as well, because that loading screen is long anyway, regardless.
I mean, of all the places to hit the save boss, I picked the worst spot in the game, which was Waterfall. And I'm not on loading trick either, so that was like a double whammy for me. I was like, man, are you serious?
Yeah, it's just like the worst. I mean, it's a long loading screen regardless of...
Yeah. Well, I mean, sometimes you could minimize like your time loss with just not having as many save files as I did.
Yeah.
If you want to go through the extra effort of just exporting them off to like a jump drive or something and then put them back in later. But I was just telling myself, well, just don't trigger the state boss and won't be a problem. Yeah, look at that got me. Anyways, back to staring at the sky.
Yeah, both of them now. It's the most interesting part of it. And this is VE though, right? It's just that you don't have to worry about anything. It's not, at least not in these sections, like just general fighting sections is.
Yes, Pazzo is indeed right that staring at the sky is definitely the most entertaining part of the run.
Power key section. What would actually be the power key section? What would be an equivalent? I don't think there is an equivalent in MGS3. It's pretty straightforward. You just have to beat bosses. There's nothing you have to actually collect. Like that would even equate with, so yeah.
Not really. I mean, Raikov's outfit is pretty straightforward. You know, keys are just given to you throughout the game, like as just story triggers. Also, bonus points for Seth shooting the Karotan at the guards tower there.
In before he gets stealth camo, and we haven't noticed that he shot every Karotan up to now.
Yeah, man, it's just gonna blow us all away.
More staring from Spy. More staring from Seth. There are certain sections in this point where you do have to shoot, like as you saw, like here where Seth is, you do have to kill the guards on the little walkway in that because the game won't progress until you destroy them. Same as the next section in the close quarters area. You do have to like kill the guards, otherwise it takes longer to.
Sparty's got to be a little careful where he hits the Shagohod, because if you hit the treads too much, or one of the joints near the treads, it can cause the Shagohod to kind of slow to a halt, and then you would have to wait for him to speed back up to start getting hits on it again. It's hard to describe, but like there's a rectangular chassis that's like dead center below like the main unit of the Shagohod, and you're trying to hit the RPG at that rectangular box, or hitbox.
He hit it a little bit too much there in the treads, and you saw that the Shagod pretty much slowed all the way down.
You know, I get this feeling that he didn't feel a thing. It could just be me.
Yeah, I don't know. He hasn't said much, so.
But just like European Extreme, there is a damage cap on the Shagohod. Like, you can only do so much. Which on VE, I think is just like a third. Or something like that.
360 no scope. Max accuracy here.
It's actually a shame that you can't do a 360 during this segment.
Yeah. Yeah, as I stated before, this section, you just line up the shot, it's always 100% accurate. So you'll always see people just line up the shot and then immediately sit there outside the scope. Just no scope it, because you can never miss. Onto the Shagod.
Yeah, and then... Yeah, wait, I was about to say on VE, it's only just the one C3 explosives, and it goes up by difficulty.
Yeah. This fight is, I mean, relatively the same as European Extreme, just very much shorter. Much easier, much shorter. Like, he takes much more damage, as you can see. Like, one shot, it's like, it's going to take 3 shots to kill him instead of, you know, maybe 6 or 7. So, and there's a very clean Shagod from Spartyy.
Yeah, I think he had a little bit of bad luck there with trying to get one of the last hits in, and then Shagohod recovered and turned on him. But yeah, it was still pretty good.
Oh, he's going for the, he's going for no scopes again. There we go. Boom. Done.
You know, for a second, I thought Spartyy was scoping in on that Karotan in the distance, but that was not the case. Yeah, trying to no-scope Volgan is really, really challenging, and sometimes I even question why I even try to go for it, especially on European Extreme, which makes absolutely no sense to do that, but I'm just like, hey, no scope.
It looks swag, Joe, that's why. You want to swag on people.
Yeah, well, whatever floats your boat. I mean, if you get it, it looks amazing. It's a good clip for Twitter. If you don't get it, you then kind of just kick yourself for saying, great, I just lost time for nothing. Yeah. But yeah, don't take it from me. Don't do it if you're on PB pace. If your run's already over, I mean, yeah, power to you.
Yeah, I've seen people do the Mark 23 as well. You can do that whole fight. You shoot the tread and you use the Mark 23 to headshot him. Which is a lot harder, obviously, because you don't have a powered scope. You have iron sights.
I don't know about you, but the iron sights in this game are like really hard to use at times.
Yeah, they are. They're not that great, unfortunately.
I mean, maybe the MK22 is like one of the exceptions where it's not as bad. But like the M19 pistol iron sights, I could barely see it. The AK iron sights, I could barely see it. The XM, I think it's the XM8, the carbine rifle. I mean, don't even get me started on trying to use that.
Yeah, they're not the best, that's for sure. Uh-oh, Seth's getting some missiles. Right at the end there. Okay, it's not too bad. I thought he was still quite a bit into
Wait,
the
did he
battle.
actually get hit during that cutscene transition with the missile?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah, so much for iframes. Actually, if there is no iframes there, that's still kind of a bummer.
Seth's struggling with the controls there a little bit. It's a little bit too much acceleration on.
Yeah, so while Sparty's just continuing his last part of the bike chase, staring at the sky and just admiring the trees, Seth's gonna start his Shagahad fight. So same thing as before, he got the Shagahad down during the run rate transition. And then he's just gonna... Oh, Eva, what are you doing? Eva, please!
Yeah. That's Eva for you. Like, you want her to go the way you want her to go, and she just stops and turns around. And I think he missed the shot on the back as well, unfortunately.
Yeah, he did.
That is really unfortunate.
Yeah, aiming at the back of the Shagahad's a little tricky, especially when you're trying to do it on the fly, while either you or the Shagahad are both moving together. So trying to like get the trajectory right could be a little tricky, and sometimes the hitbox doesn't make any sense on why your hits count and why it doesn't.
Well, that was unfortunate. He missed it. He missed all the shots there as well.
Yeah, I still think Spartyy had the upper hand with the Shagahad, even with the little movement that he had to deal with at the end.
Yeah, he had the cleaner Shagahad there.
I wonder if he'll get the... Oh, he's not going to go for the no-scope.
He's just going to go... That's fair. It's like you said before, why do it if you can just... Oh, there we go.
Again, I thought he was going to scope on the Kurotan. I mean, I should at least get some kind of, you know, some kind of, like, participation prize for at least shooting the Kurotan, like, you know, 2 or 3 times in my race. Just get it. Even if it's just, like, a little, like, a pity prize or something. It's like, oh, you tried your best. Here you go. But yeah, back to staring at the sky.
Yeah, now they're both staring again. This is VE in a nutshell. I don't even think you have to worry about the log either in this, right? You can just ram through it. I don't know if you want to. I don't know if it actually slows you down or anything, or you just take damage. But
no, you just let the log hit. I mean, it doesn't do anything.
Yeah.
And whatever damage they take, they're just gonna heal through it.
Yeah. And you can see, like, Spartyy was actually taking a fair bit of damage, but he's already almost back to full HP. Same with Eva.
Alright, so Spartyy just wrapping up his bike chase. Seth just, you know, a few minutes behind him. So at this point, it's going to have to really take a lot for, you know, Seth to, you know, catch up, you know, through what's left in the game at this point. But same thing as before, just feed Eva the instant noodles, so that way we won't have to do it again through the remainder. And then you just heal Eva's injuries since you're forced to, or otherwise you can't leave that screen. You don't heal Snake's injuries because it's irrelevant at this point, and his injuries will heal over time when you go through this forest section.
And then we just abandon her for the one screen. There we go.
Well, I mean, it's like, all right, Eva, you know, we gave you the gun, gave you the noodles, treated your injuries. See you at the lake. But yeah, you don't actually have to, like, escort her through that part of it. The game just gives you a break, but it's everything else after that is where you have to kind of slow it down.
This is why we need a zip for Eva. We need Eva zip, just like we have Emma zip. And just to... The only trouble is we'd have to somehow figure out how to reload the room.
Yeah, I think the biggest thing for this forest section is just trying to optimize Eva's movement. Because it can get very annoying when Eva decides to, like, walk around a tree the long way, for example. I mean, it's just every little bit counts here on VE for time.
Yeah. It's quite easy to overlook this section, right? It's just like, oh, you just have to get her to escort her, right? But like you say, there is an optimization to her movement. You need her to move around obstacles properly. And sometimes she just decides to turn around. Like, I've seen her, like, turn around for, like, a second and then turn back the right way, so...
Yeah, sometimes if you get just a little too far ahead of her, she won't, like, start moving with you right away. But yeah, I have seen her just do, like, weird stuff when she gets caught up on an object. Especially, like, with the trees and the logs that are coming up. Yeah, because I was actually kind of questioning why Sparty's in subsistence camera here, but I think it's just to ensure that Eva's lines are good.
Yeah.
You know, because if you're in original camera, it kind of leads you off from Eva most of the time, so you can't really see her. So you may not be able to catch, like, if she's stuck on something or her movement starts kind of getting, like, lopsided going around a tree.
Also, you have to hope that she, at this section, I believe, sometimes when you drop down, I think if you drop down too early, she'll just walk back and you'll be, like, soft locked or whatever. I think, or you have to, like, I don't know if you'll soft lock, because I don't know if you can get back up there or from another way, but you have to go all the way back or something. She'll just walk all the way back to the beginning of the...
You can go all the way back around, but it's a lot of time lost. Yeah, like there's a pathway off to the side where you would have to, like, double back just to get up to that ramp again.
Yeah, then I think she starts walking all the way back to the beginning of this whole section. And it's just like, no, please don't leave her, and you have to backtrack quickly to grab her. At that point, it's pretty much done though, right? If she walks back and you're just losing way too much time. Well, there we go. On to the final boss fight. The boss. It's pretty much the same as we saw in European Extreme, except for the easy gun.
Yeah, you're just subbing in the easy gun for the most of the Nagant.
Yeah.
You know, and then you just throw a stun up in here to temporary blinder. Let her recover for a little bit. You don't want to shoot immediately, like, after the stun, otherwise you'll break the loop. Then you do it again. You know, and then just another couple of headshots. Slam. And that's it.
Yeah. It seems to be a good thing to use, like maybe the audio cue there of the animals popping as to when you can shoot her. Seems to be maybe something that you would use. But yeah, that is the final boss fight.
All right, so time will be coming up for Spartyy once he gets the final shot off on Ocelot in the plane. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Boom! That's time for Spartyy.
GG's.
Yeah, so overall, a fairly decent run for him.
It's a 103.05 for Spartyy.
That's not bad. Add the credits into that, I'll say like 12 minutes.
Yeah, so we were just getting word in the Discord backstage chat that Spartyy was unable to join for a post-run commentary. He has an emergency that he's got to attend to, so we completely understand, and we just wanted to thank him for participating in the relay today. I do hope everything is okay on his end. Meanwhile, we're gonna catch Seth finish up his run. He's not too far behind. I think he's on the last part of the S score. He's just getting up to the ledge.
Yeah, just have the boss fight coming up now.
Let's see what you're made of.
All right, so I imagine we'll see the same thing. Just counter the CQC charge. 2 shots with the easy gun. Okay, then you're gonna throw her down. Well, slam her down and then throw the stone up in the air and then do it again. Okay, and then just 2 more shots.
There we go.
I don't
And
Clean.
that's it for Seth.
I don't like this underhand throw because sometimes it hits the boss and it cancels the loop. It already happened.
Yeah, I wasn't gonna try to say anything else considering what's happened, but yeah, there's a chance you can hit her and then it breaks the loop that way. It's happened to me plenty of times.
A bonk fail.
Well, GG to both.
Yeah,
It was a
GG.
good run. I feel like it was just up to Ocelot unit in the end. Otherwise, that was pretty tight.
Yeah, in the end, getting the reset. It's a big time loss in terms of, especially RTA at least.
Yeah, I think if it wasn't for the end reset, even if he had the same fury, it would have been a closer race, but it was really it really was like a big mountain to overcome just trying to make up that end fight in a category like this.
Yeah, that's the reality, isn't it? RNG and lining up, just lining up the shots correctly and things like that, not rushing and stuff.
There's only room for one boss in one state.
And we are about to get the final time for Setharooni. Probably going to be a high 106.
All right, and that's time for Seth.
106.54.
Nice. I mean, not too much variance, eh? Like 4 minutes.
Yeah, I mean,
That's all right.
we're going to unmute Setharooni. Welcome back, Setharooni.
Whoops, I hit the save boss.
Nice.
That reminds me something.
What's up? Oh, that hurt my soul.
That end fight, man. You
Yeah, no,
You
not
ex-
even the end fight. I think
The Ocelot, you know.
Ocelot was worse.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I was like, okay, sometimes I'll go to this side. I was like, all right, let me go to this window and let me shoot him here. He's not there. Ah, shit. Okay, maybe I'll go outside and see if I can see him from the front. Nope. Okay, it's like, all right, I gotta go up the ladder now.
Yeah, That was
I should have
the
just did that in the first place.
that was the worst case happening there, having
Yeah.
the
Yeah,
left it
yeah.
on the
Like,
roof.
as soon as I felt that as soon as I saw that ocelot unit, I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna lose this race.
It was still it was still pretty close. At the end
Yeah.
cemented it though, getting the reset on the
Oh
room.
yeah,
It's just
yeah. That
it-
I don't know. Like, I couldn't get the. I think I was just not confident in the shot.
yeah, he just took too long and then he just
Yeah.
runs and that's it. Like
Yeah.
it's GG on.
Yeah,
The end on very easy is pretty tricky
yeah.
because
Very, very unforgiving.
if you
It's like I
miss the
said in the
head,
comms.
yeah. At
Yeah.
least you didn't go to prison, so that's something.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like-
at least I didn't, whiff the shot at Rykov.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's like I said in comms, it's like both those strats for the difficulties are hard, right? Like it's not like a walk in the park. You have to know what you're doing. Like even Joe said that, but it's like you get a little bit of leeway with E, right? There are
Right.
backup. There's backups. VE is like if you fail, you fail. That's it. It's a room reset.
Right.
Like good luck.
Yeah. Like, I think the only fight that like was super clean for me was the fear. Like, I didn't mess that up at all. I got the show off the knife strat and everything. That was pretty cool.
Yeah, and the Fury just like
The
you
fury
had
was so weird.
it was a good start, and then he landed right in front of you, and I was like, if you could have shot him there, that would have been
Yeah.
perfect. It would have been so
I think
good.
my brain just like was like, what the hell just happened? Because I've never seen him do that before, where he just like lifts off in the air and just lands like right in front of me.
Yeah, that would have been good if you just like
Yeah.
finished him there. That would have been so quick, clean. But
Uh,
it is what it is, right? RNG and
Yeah.
things like that. Like there's not much you
yeah.
can do.
I've just never seen that before.
That's the Fury, though. It's always
Yeah.
never ceases to amaze people and what he can.
Also,
Yeah.
I guess I shot the tread on the Shagahad like a half second too early or something, because like I don't know what that was.
Yeah, I was
Well,
surprised you got missiles. at the end there.
Eva just like she went the wrong way, if I recover correctly.
Yeah, like because I shot the tread properly, but I guess like I shot it a little too early, so Eva's AI was like, oh.
Yeah, this loop is pretty precise, honestly.
Yeah.
I think I miss it like 80% of the time, so
Yeah, it's hard. I was like, oh, let me end this off with a great Shagahod, maybe get some extra types. And I was like, nah, I'm gonna have a casual Shagahod.
yeah.
That's
She
phase
does
2.
have-
I just
Yeah, she
Forget
does
they
have
do.
the ability to just like reverse on you. She can go one way and then immediately just stop and go the other way. Like,
like you shoot the tread properly, Shagahod standing still, and she's like, nah, I'm not gonna move.
yeah,
But honestly, like it was really up to Ocelot, the end, and a little bit on the Fury, but otherwise that was really, really close. Like
yeah.
just before the end, that was like I don't know, 45 seconds. So just imagine Spartyy missed the end and you got it. You were about to recover, so that was really close actually.
Right.
Yeah, that would have been a lead swap right there.
Yeah,
Sure.
that's
Yeah.
the thing about very easy. Like if you lose time, there's no much time you can recover if the opponent is playing as good as Spartyy did, because Spartyy had a really really clean
He had a
run.
pretty
Like,
phenomenal run in terms of
yeah,
yeah.
I don't remember a mistake from Spartyy on this run. So
Yeah, it was pretty
The
clean.
the two sides of the coin.
Well, I said that. I even said that at the beginning. I was like, it's good to see like someone who's a veteran runner and someone who's like up and coming, right? Someone who hasn't been running this game at least
Yeah.
for a long time, and it's like, but still, like being able to put up the run you did, and you played it a bit now, right? You got the run and everything, but like it's still like it's not like you've been running it for years.
Yeah.
So
I've only run this game for a month now.
yeah, so it's like being able to put up
only a
the
month
run
after a
that
month,
is,
that's quite
yeah, it's
impressive
really
actually.
good,
Yeah,
even on VE, right? So
like there's not much you could have done against Spartyy because he had a 103.05, so I guess in game time it's like 111.20, so that's a pretty amazing time on the race actually.
Yeah, I wonder if he kept his at least his console running, because I want to know what his IGT was.
No, he had to leave before at the end of the race he had an emergency, so
Yeah, hopefully everything's all right.
Yeah, I hope to.
I mean, yeah, you can work it out. It's like 12 minutes for credits, so it's not.
Yeah. After I actually know exactly. Once the music starts, it's 10 minutes and 24 seconds.
Yeah, so it's like you can kind of like it's like MGS2, right? We know it's
Right.
125 at
Right.
925.
Right.
So.
Right. Ah, God, if only credits were 125, that'd be great.
Sure, yeah. Skippable. Just make them skippable.
Right. Honestly, at the
Right.
point.
But yeah, I
Yeah.
mean, other than that, it was a good VE showcase. As
Yeah.
usual.
Really, really good run for both of you. GG. And that
Thanks.
makes one for Team Cobra, one for Team Fox. So it's nothing is over. We don't know the winner yet, so we're gonna have a quick intermission and be right back in 10 minutes with the next race. It's gonna be Ed Boy versus Silent Mother on PS2, any percent Europe and Extreme. You don't want to miss that, so we see you in 10 minutes.